Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
Again, it's Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Palmer now. And he's got Fitzgerald. The two old workhorses, Palmer and Fitzgerald, connecting there for a Cardinal first.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. 2nd and 10. It's Palmer again. It's brought incomplete. It's John Brown. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. 23 yards on the play. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
On 2nd down, Johnson trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Palmer. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Stephon Tuitt coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. So a favorable bounce that time, to say the least, and he's able to convert the field goal there from long distance.
Yeah, the guys behind the end zone didn't need to hike the net up for this one. That thing was a dying quail, but he finds a way to boink it off the crossbar and make it drop through.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Roethlisberger being chased out left. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
On second down, Roethlisberger flushed out right. He's going deep for Brown. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tyvon Branch. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back to the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP. 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. And as you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game. Not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
And that'll be incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
On the toss, here's Johnson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. And some room to maneuver. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And the 42-year-old veteran's kick is up and good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So that scores now in their first 2 possessions, but it's 6-0. Probably not the kind of scores they were hoping for.
No, not at all, but I think that they've shown that they can have some success against this defense. So they'll go back to the sideline knowing the points are going to be there for the taking.
Now after the made field goal, here's Dawson back out now to send this one away on the kickoff. On the return, Fitzgerald to Son. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be re-signed, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around the league by quarterback-needy teams. Case Keenum had a big year. Could he move? But how about running backs? Le'Veon Bell, Dion Lewis.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Here comes Arizona's offense back onto the field. Earlier we were talking about the quarterback position, a big decision coming up on that spot. But, you know, Cardinal fans and fantasy football owners, I guess, so disappointed when David Johnson went down in the opener with a fractured wrist, wound up missing the season. That kind of got overlooked in 2017.
It certainly did, and it was the first big domino and why the Cardinals didn't really make a run at the playoffs this year, because of David Johnson's ability to run it and catch it and initiate all the offense that the Cardinals wanted to run. The defense still held up. Calais Campbell went to Jacksonville. The defense was still 6th in the league. But offensively, we're not nearly the same team.
They go to Johnson again. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Shift together here from the D-line. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to take this one down to about the 46-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Getting out a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
2nd down following the run. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And Palmer gives to Johnson. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down. Now it's Palmer. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first. On 1st and 10, it's Palmer. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. Throwing again. Palmer. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack. Although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that. And the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you face an intentional grounding call.
Throwing is Palmer. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. But before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he'd had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards.
Le'Veon Bell, kiss him goodbye. The 20, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Steelers are an extra point away from taking the lead. And he knocks it through. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl, but third MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season, 0-9.
Yeah.
You go all the way back to Kurt Warner, what, 1999, where he won the double?
We were going over that stat earlier. That is hard to believe. And he can't get away from the pressure. Palmer sacked. Javon Hargrave able to swamp him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. That's going to set him back 5 yards. On second down, Palmer. And Grisham's got it over the middle. And he is knocked down from the side at the 24-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup there, and that'll bring up a third down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Play action. Now Palmer. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets it away, and I think they'll smartly play keep away here from Brown. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. I want to give a hat tip real quick, Charles, to J.J. Watt before the possession switches here. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year, and they totaled up how much he helped raise for hurricane relief, $37 million.
Incredible. Hurricane Harvey, which really hit the Houston area in a big way, and his original goal was $200,000. So congratulations to J.J. Watt and all the people who participated. And Greg Olsen of the Panthers, Benjamin Watson of the Ravens, both tight ends, also nominated and finalists for the most prestigious award as determined by the NFL, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Flush to his right. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. On first and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
But depending on the team, they call that an explosive play or a chunk play, the one that they got on the previous one. They tried to go back and get another one, didn't they?
They did, but unsuccessful on that second attempt. Second and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. On the left side, it's McDonald. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant, and that'll bring up second down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Second down now after the incompletion. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Eli Rogers, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played, the analytics, there's going to be a lot more going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They'll throw on first down here with Palmer. Lets it go for Nelson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Palmer gives to Johnson. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
All right, here we go.
Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. And his pass incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
It's complete to Brown, right side. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. And give him a gain of 37. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on first down. Eluding the pressure right, and he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. The quick slant caught. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Le'Veon Bell. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6. Boswell on now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get...
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Bud Dupree from that outside linebacker spot. He's able to get in there for a loss of 9. On second down, here's Palmer. Trying to lay one up deep. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Mike Mitchell. Muscles him off. And some space here. There he goes left side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They go play action now. Palmer. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
And he can't get away from the pressure. Palmer sacked. T.J. Watt in there to drop him the 7th time tonight. He's gone down. Palmer and the offense staying put. They're going to try for it on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it. Palmer. And it is incomplete for a real head-scratch.
sitting on the edge. I want it, they gon' call the feds. I just bought a cost of arm. Yeah. Born in the ghetto, I never had nothing to fear. Take it how you want it. I ain't famous like I want it, so I might just throw it if he fit. Call up Cassie after she broke up with Diddy, yeah. I told Shorty, if she talking, and she gon' call her friends up and we did, whoa. I ain't in the talking, go chop off your lips. If I ain't in your top 10, go top 4 for bridge. My black boys, I got boys that knock off your lid. I thought y'all gon' pop off, so hop off my. What you mean? I said, what you mean? Listen, I don't trust her, so, no, I said, what you mean? Whoa, I said, what you mean?
You thought I was finished, you thought it was over. You thought I retired, you thought I went fishing with Kobe. I'm still as ill as considered as one of the coldest. Still a put a partner rapper here like Moses. I'm throwback like a molar roller. I'm cooler than a cup of yogurt. Black flag boy, truck soldier. I'm cool with laws and Ayatollahs. Rap god, Cyclops and ogre. I'm King Kong, ain't nobody told you. You think road still. And Bobby Brown about to go get. Paul McCartney, I'm rich. I'm Muhammad Ali, I talk. I'm James Brown, about to tear down this. I'm Michael Jackson, them baddest bag gon' get it. What you mean?
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Rivers' Chargers going up against Palmer's Cardinals.
Thank you very much, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL. The National Football League is here and on the air. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. J.J. Nelson now to return. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Now Palmer to throw on second down. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. The L.A. Chargers taking over on offense here in a second. They won 6 of their last 7 in 2017. You mentioned earlier, just missing the playoffs. And, you know, who would have guessed that they would have had a rebound like that? Because they started 0-4.
They really channeled, what, the 1992 Chargers franchise? They started 0-4 and ended up 12-4 and won their division. But they came close. What a valiant run. But they ran into our producer, Ben Ramsauer's Kansas City Chiefs, in Kansas City late in the season. That one loss out of those last 7, that's the one that kept them out of the playoffs.
Rivers now on second down. Allen's got it over the middle. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. Last year for Keenan Allen, by the way, 102 receptions in 2017. Chargers record, he actually passed a running back, LaDainian Tomlinson, who had that record.
Yeah, running back and a Hall of Famer. Third in the NFL in receiving yards with over 1,300, nearly 1,400 yards. Played only 9 games in the last 2 years, but here's why I really like him. Clutch on third down. Led the NFL in third down receptions.
Throwing, Rivers. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Sean McGrath, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Chargers have taken a first quarter lead. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. Novak out now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Looking to throw on second down. Palmer in the middle of the field. He's got Nelson. A big hit. Knocked down sideways. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's third down for this offense. Now Palmer to throw. And he's got Gresham. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Airing this one out for Fitzgerald. This is caught inside the 15. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground and picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
They make so many catches that are so tough, so acrobatic, so difficult, that often surprises me when they actually turn the ball over. You know, when the ball actually comes free. It's amazing sometimes because of what we see them do on so many different plays.
Had the catch, but couldn't control it on the contact. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, the person carrying the ball is always the easy target when things aren't going so well. But I think it's a combination with the Chargers. They've got to get the offensive line going in order to improve those numbers from last year. They weren't very good running it, partner.
No, they were bottom of the AFC, second to last in the entire NFL.
You know, every time we talk with people about the most important quality for a quarterback to have in the NFL, what do they usually cite?
Arm strength.
Yeah, and that's really way down on the list. Accuracy is one of the bigger ones, maybe the foremost one. That's what he needed on that play.
Now Rivers gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now Gordon on first down. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Rivers on first down. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. The first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage. How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
Here's Rivers. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So possession 1 ended in 6. Possession 2 likely going to end in a punt.
Yeah, that's okay. They've just got to get back to what they worked on in the opening drive and continue to make a few adjustments along the way. It won't be exact because the defense will make a few adjustments themselves. Just get back to your game plan.
Oh, the spin. Oh, another spin.
Hard to line him up when he does that.
Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot.
So what will they do? On the ground, through the air, let's see. 2nd and 9. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he is leveled. Knocked down hard at the 44-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Palmer. And he's got Fitzgerald. And they get 14 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Now Palmer, and Gresham has it left side. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it with Palmer. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Fitzgerald. Give him 13 on the pickup there. And that'll be good for an Arizona 1st down.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They go back to the ground with Johnson. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the 2nd quarter, it has been a struggle. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. with Johnson. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from the desert after this. Ball on the 3, 3rd down and goal. Here's Johnson, and he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. And this hits off the right upright, but it finds its way through. Could have gone either way, but he got it to go. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And, you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football, but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive that lasted over 10 minutes. And remember how it ended?
And a punt.
Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? You just don't see that happen every day.
And this one maybe not quite that bad, but still, you'd like to have a chance for points if you hold the football that long.
Agreed.
2nd down, Rivers.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. There goes Melvin Gordon. The 30, 20, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, 70 yards, and the Chargers have taken the lead. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Brandon Mebane coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Palmer gets him set, 3rd and long for the Cardinals after the sack. Out of the gun, Palmer. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. Now Benjamin. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. He'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks that, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. But guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot him.
Benjamin with it over the middle. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. 1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. Rivers now to throw on 1st down. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Defense showing blitz. Now Rivers. Looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Tramon Williams. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. To throw on 2nd down. Rivers. He's going to look into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, surprise, surprise, partner. No, we know it's not a surprise. When you try to complete a pass against this Cardinals defense, there's a reason that they're known as the no-fly zone.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Fitzgerald. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. On 1st and 10, it's Palmer. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Larry Fitzgerald, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last two drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth.
I know they want to go for it here, and I know that their fans want them to go for it, but listen, I'm going to play head coach right here and look at the facts. Tie game. Plus, even if you get the first, you still got a half a field to go. I'll go ahead and punt the football myself.
14 yards is the pickup there, and a Charger first down. On the counter, here's Gordon. Room to run inside the 40. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick. He's been decisive. And he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They go back to Gordon here on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll go as a loss of 5, and it'll be a second and long. To throw is Rivers. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. Williams loses the football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up with it.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Marcus Golden in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. On 4th down, Anthony Lynn says, let's go for 3. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and we will remain tied here in this third quarter.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Play clock winding down. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. And now Bruce Arians with a play clock running low is going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now a handoff. Johnson. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the fourth quarter. The Cardinals on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. There they go, play action with Palmer. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. From midfield now, here's Palmer. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get him to the ground, but he got all the way down to the 30-yard line. 20 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for an Arizona first. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They pitch it out to Johnson. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. He's at the 40. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. In a tie game, 4th quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run. Read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the pick 6, and they've decent field position and throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Throwing is Palmer. Fitzgerald's got it right side. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the 4th with the football. The busy night continues for Johnson. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
A toss, left side, Johnson. Oh, now he bowls him over. David Johnson on his way. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson, his second touchdown of the night. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Offense staying ahead of the chains here, 2nd and 3. Rivers. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first.
But that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now Rivers. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
Here's Rivers. Looking deep downfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
So after the interception, here's Palmer. Caught by Nelson left side. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A good pickup there at 22. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Palmer to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Nelson. 14 yards that time for number 14.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. They toss it out right to Johnson. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, you crowd the line of scrimmage. If they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing now is Palmer. And this is caught at the 8. And he is out of bounds, but not before taking this inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So this thing is all going to come down to the right foot of Phil Dawson. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. So this thing is all going to come down to the right foot of Phil Dawson. His first attempt of the night here, and it's a big one. It's for the win. Oh, that's offline. He hooked it. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. So what a let-off there. You figure that was an easy 3 points. Instead, it turns into nothing.
And from that close of range, if you start it left, your goose is cooked. And this thing, well, it never had a chance to straighten itself out.
Rivers. Going deep here for Allen. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. Shift together here from the D-line. Johnson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Nelson, the man in motion left. On first down, it's Palmer. And an alley to run. 11 more on that one and another first down. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Palmer will throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
2nd and 10. It's Palmer again. Dumping it off for Johnson. It's a gain of 7, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Airing this one out for Fitzgerald. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line. And that's where the return stops. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. You throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
The Chargers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Rivers. Man open left side. It's Williams. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. The defense does its job. Now they're going to get the ball here in overtime with a chance to win it.
Major league kudos to them, because to get the ball back in this spot, everything was on them. It had to happen, and they pulled it off. They'll get it back for their offense with a chance to win.
The Chargers go here. It's Rivers. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They'll run it with Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And this is recovered by the Chargers. And how the tables have turned. They had a chance inside the red zone, punch that thing in and end it. Now we're going the other way.
And it's real easy to just look at them and say, boy, what an error, what a mistake you made. But how about the defense coming up huge? Let's give them a little bit of credit, keeping their team in the game, because if they score a touchdown there, it's game over.
And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Back near his goal line, Rivers. Caught by Gates, left side. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout It'll be their second and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. Here's Drew Kaiser now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. So out now come the Cardinals. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A huge play there in overtime, 56 yards. So often in overtime, Charles, games are won or lost on one big play. That might have been that big play right there.
And the ability to execute it despite the stakes, because listen, we've been there before. We've seen guys, maybe they hyperventilate a little bit when it's their opportunity. Not in this situation. They executed it calmly, and they really got it done.
And now they're set up in prime position. So this thing is all going to come down to the right foot of Phil Dawson. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So this thing is all going to come down to the right foot of Phil Dawson. This to win it in overtime.
calling. I'm a spray. Make it rain just to let you know I've been ballin'. Yeah, I've been ballin'. Yeah, just to let you know I'm ballin'. I'm a spray. Make it rain just to let you know. Tell a hater get up out my face. Yeah, I've been ballin' since like yesterday. Yeah, all this money all up in the way. All this money in the way. You know that I'm walking with the bang. Water, diamond on my ring. You know that I'm rockin', feel the blue. You know that, yeah, you know I've been ballin'. Yeah, you know I've been ballin'. Every day I'm shot callin'. I'm a spray. Make it rain just to let you know I've been ballin'. Yeah, I've been ballin'. Yeah, just to let you know I'm ballin'. I'm a spray. Make it rain just to let you know. Yeah, you cannot see me, the windows is tinted. Yeah, drive around right in that Bentley. You drive around right in that Bentley. But your shit, it just be rented. But that is none of my business. Money won't stop me, go straight to the top. Believe it or not, you like getting the same. Yeah, she know I'm a rock star. Looking at my chain on my diamonds rock hard. Turned the way up, I ain't getting tired. And if you wanna race, then we gotta.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and you're tuned in to Madden 18 on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's Palmer's Cardinals going up against Brady's Patriots.
Larry, we are about an hour's drive southwest of downtown Boston in the area known as Patriot Place, Gillette Stadium, here in Foxborough. All the success in New England over the last few decades, and this crowd has never been more enthusiastic. A moment ago, the Pats emerged from their locker room. They are set as they'll square off with the Arizona Cardinals. Now the veteran kicker, Phil Dawson, ready to get us started. And we are underway in Foxborough. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Second down, 9 yards to go.
29 blank. 72. Check 3. Check 20. Check 3. Wait, 20. 53.
Again, it's Lewis. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
220. 55. Right there. 56. 52. I got him.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Looking for Gronkowski, and he's got him complete. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. The familiar refrain, Brady to Gronk for the New England first.
Easy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
Brady to throw on 2nd down. Got a man complete. It's Chris Hogan. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 13 at a New England 1st down. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Throwing on 1st down is Brady. Going underneath for Lewis. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Instead of the running back in New England, sometimes they like to call them the passing backs. They get them the ball in different ways, don't they?
They certainly do. Think about the ones they've had in recent vintage. You're talking about Kevin Falk, Danny Woodhead, Shane Vereen, James White could have been the MVP in the Super Bowl if it wasn't for a certain quarterback that was on the field that day.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Hold 50. 220. Hold 50.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Brady. And he's got an open man. It's Gronkowski. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Brady to Gronkowski, cover athlete to cover athlete for a Patriot 1st down. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. On 1st down, Brady. Quickly to Gronkowski, that's caught. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another 1st down.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here in this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing so things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game?
Oh, long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They try again with Lewis. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
Shotgun now for Brady. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Chris Hogan, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Patriots drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. And that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Gostkowski now out to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. First down carry here for Johnson. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They go to Johnson again. And he's got room. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to let this one go deep. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. On second down, Johnson. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Palmer. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan, going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. They'll start things on first down with Dion Lewis. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
55.
Off the toss, Lewis. Lewis has the first down and then some. 17 yards there for the Patriots as they've got themselves a first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Foxborough after this.
Easy. 55.
Brady gives this one to Lewis. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
On play action, it's Brady. Left side, it's Dorsett. The reception good for 7. It's third down. third down. It's Lewis. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
I like the look that they just showed there. When you come out in a passing formation, spread things out a little bit, makes it really hard to cover the middle of the field, doesn't it? Because you got to go out to the perimeter and cover those guys.
Yep, exactly. Got some good blocking, too. Helped him pick up the first. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
220, like 20, 50. Rip,
Now a toss play to Lewis. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let him outside where they can really shred your defense.
And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he's going to be run over. Hit hard as he'll be marked down right at the line of scrimmage. In a 3-4 defense there and against the run, a lot of responsibility can fall on that nose tackle.
A ton of responsibility, no pun intended, because they got to deal with not just the center, both guards, and a lot of times they have to eat up double teams in order to let the rest of the guys get to the football. But how about that play? You not only did he eat up the double team, he ate up the ball carrier as well.
I was going to say, talking about puns, you said eat up the double team. And they're just a couple of yards shy of a first down here on third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Again, it's Johnson. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for second down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Now Palmer to throw on second down. Fitzgerald's got it right side. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. From midfield now, here's Palmer. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard at the 46. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That one good for 7 that time. And that'll be good for an Arizona first down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now Palmer completes it to Fitzgerald. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Johnson on the counter. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Foxborough. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to bring you the fourth and final quarter. On second down, Palmer. This will be caught inside the 10. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal. First down and goal to go from the 7. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. David Johnson taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. And an important one that is, as we are tied now early in this fourth quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be knocked down sideways. The Patriots offense now. They work their way back onto the field. So the D-line's going to spread out. They start the drive on the ground with Lewis. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. On second down, here's Brady. Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. And he is going to feel that one. Knocked down hard. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. They run. This is Lewis. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Here's Brady. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And now running right through it. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I've yet to meet a wide receiver who likes to block more than catching the football, but the best ones understand that that's how they'll actually get more passes thrown to them if they help in the run game. And anytime you get a run of that yardage, that means the wide receivers did help. They get down to what a lot of people call the second level, the linebackers, or the third level where the defensive backs are, and they get out in front and put their bodies out there and create more space for their runners to gain the yardage.
Here's Palmer to throw. Underneath for Johnson. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. To throw is Palmer. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down. A nice... They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And Palmer gives to Johnson. And he's got it across midfield and down to about the 47-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Palmer gives to Johnson, and he'll get it down here to the 43. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. First down now, but the clock continues to move. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. Now it's Palmer. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Lawrence Guy in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Caught right side, Gresham. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? They'll try and throw for him with Palmer. And able to find John Brown. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. In position for the possible game winner, but they need to get up and spike it. Now a handoff. Johnson. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
So this thing is all going to come down to the right foot of Phil Dawson. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So this thing is all going to come down to the right foot of Phil Dawson. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And Dawson missed it. It's wide to the left. No good. And that changes everything here in OT. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And now out come the Patriots. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity
You ain't gon' say less. Yeah. Say less. Hey girl, what it do? If you got friends, cool, bring a few through. No fun if the homies, man. R.I.P. Nate Dogg, this too true. And you know what I'm down for. Round 2, round 3, and a round 4. Move switch when she knocked at the front door. Next up was the uproar. Yeah, was like a week ago, but we both know how weekends go. Tryna tuck off, got some places we could go. Swear she got the like wow, she's blessed, I'm blessed. I don't GA. You tryna yes on yes on yes on yes. Say less. Say less.
Got me stuttering. Girl, you not fall in love again. Sheesh, get it, my favorite rush. You talkative, ain't gotta say too much. Be quiet, who got some grapes? I'm tryna. I'm all board for these. Get it, not complicated. No conversation, please say less. Please say less. Please say less.
I'm blessed, I don't GA. You tryna yes on yes on yes on yes. Say less. Say less. You ain't gon' say less. Say less. Say less. You ain't gon' say less.
No Harvard, but I was a scholar. Hard knocks, and I learned to be smarter. Don't prefer to be bothered. You get if I order. That's word to my father. I will for my mother. Deal with my brothers. Keep it real. Don't talk with no. Plus I duck undercover. Gotta stay on this mission. Got a vision that's endless. They told me don't be a menace. They gon' serve me a sentence. But now I'm up in.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's Palmer's Cardinals going up against Ryan's Falcons.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. A few moments ago, it was Desmond Trufant of the Falcons making their way out of the tunnel to the delight of this sold-out crowd as his guys get set to do battle with the Arizona Cardinals. Now the veteran kicker, Phil Dawson, ready to get us started. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And the defense definitely showing blitz here. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
And that's a great opening series defensively. You force what should be a 3-and-out on your opening possession.
And great coverage there on 3rd down to force the incompletion to set up 4th. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And tough starting field position here. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And they'll get him down up past the 15. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Grady Jarrett forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. A good positive play there, 9 yards, but still 3rd and long.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
To throw on 3rd down, Palmer. And this is going to be incomplete.
I better raise my voice a little bit here, because one thing we can already tell, even in the first year in the league with this new stadium, it's going to get loud in this place.
Yeah, the old place was loud, but I think we're getting a sense that this place is going to be louder.
Yeah, they're riding that momentum of that 2016 team that finished their year in the Super Bowl.
Now Andy Lee will come on to punt this one away. Back deep, Taylor Gabriel. Fielded just inside the 30. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Falcons taking over on offense in just a second. And, you know, this year ended in disappointing fashion now. Last year was the ultimate version of heartbreak. But if you're a Falcon fan, was this one was tough to swallow as well, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because let's be honest about it. Losing in the Super Bowl, I don't care how you lose, you were in the Super Bowl, you were playing for it all. This team was supposed to be as good or better. Ultimately ended up 10-6, found their way in the playoffs, but didn't get the deep run as they had the year before. So you're exactly right. For Falcons fans, that's a tough one. But this is a team that's built to be good for a long time.
On third down, Ryan.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Touchdown, Falcons! Devontae Freeman, 30 yards. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Well, Devontae Freeman scored the first points of Super Bowl 51, and he's got the first points here as he's in for 6.
And I don't want to be snarky here. It's going to come off that way a little bit, but that didn't work out so well for them in Super Bowl 51 against New England when he scored the first touchdown in that game. But I like what they've started with here. Now, here's the thing about Freeman. I love his game. Can run it inside, can get to the perimeter, can catch the football, pass protects, has an incredible passion for the game.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll power his way up near the 25. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. They go play action now. Palmer. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Brooks Reed in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. Palmer gets him set. 3rd and long for the Cardinals after the sack. Palmer will throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is fielded at the 27. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. On the counter, Devontae Freeman. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession. So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run. Here's Ryan to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he is knocked down from the side. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. They toss to Freeman, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it, stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over.
And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? Or you go a drive, a 2nd drive, no 1st down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Now it's Palmer. Caught by Nelson left side. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? They'll step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, here's Palmer. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Deion Jones. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. Palmer gets him set. 3rd and long for the Cardinals after the sack. Here's Palmer. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. From the shotgun, it's Palmer. Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Weatherspoon. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Ryan. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. On second down, Freeman. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. The slot man in motion right. On third down, Devontae Freeman. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Palmer cool under pressure as he rallies his guys to the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on second down. Palmer. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Deion Jones in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Palmer gets him set, 3rd and long for the Cardinals after the sack. There they go, play action with Palmer. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Strength throwing the football downfield has never been an issue for this big guy. I still remember the first time I met him. He was playing for USC, and when I got introduced to him, I thought I was meeting their starting tight end, not their starting quarterback.
Such a presence, Carson Palmer.
Very much so. Has had it ever since he entered campus there and still has it today.
Again, Peterson. A big hit. Knocked out sideways. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. As the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd gone to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the 2nd half. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. Palmer now. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Call it a gain of 5. And it's a 2nd down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Ooh, I like it.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
They go to Johnson again. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Now Palmer to throw on 2nd down. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
I know that throughout his career, Carson Palmer has caught a little bit of grief along the way about winning big games and being consistent. But I noticed that when he doesn't connect with Larry Fitzgerald into the 2nd half, their team's behind.
Absolutely not a good recipe. We were wondering, we said at halftime, they've got to get on the same page.
He is very important to his team. I would say vital. Carson Palmer finding Larry Fitzgerald, that's the winning edge for them.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17. The Cardinals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Johnson. And he picks up the 1st as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. Now they'll throw it with Palmer. And Fitzgerald has got it. Touchdown, Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald from 8 yards out. And the Cardinals draw a bit closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. This is taken at the 18. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So out now come the Cardinals. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Second down, Johnson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now it's Palmer. He completes it to Nelson. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now Palmer. And Gresham, the tight end, brings it in. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. He's at the 50, the 40, past the 20. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss.
And Freeman lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
All I know, partners, that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control. and yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the two-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. It's what we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to... Johnson running right. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. On the ground, this is Johnson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Fitzgerald. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Fresh set of downs here. Now Johnson. And down to the 36-yard line here. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. And he motions the wide receiver. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. Here's Johnson. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. On 3rd down, Palmer. And Nelson's got it here right side. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. A gain of 13 and also a first down. And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. They'll run it with Johnson. Fighting his way through contact. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson, an 18-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
And the offense can string something together, but they'll need to do it quickly here to try to get points on the board and win this game. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. He's got a man, complete. And that one results in 35 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Well, now they'll try the end around. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. Again, they'll run with Freeman. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Looks like Ryan's going to stay out there. Indeed, they're going to try for this on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Freeman again. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. And now the Cardinals are going to use another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time it's 3rd and 3. Ryan leaves with Freeman on the draw. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. This to almost certainly win the football game. And the 42-year-old veteran's kick is up and good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Back to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15.
Not the tallest receiver on the field, but he just shouted to admit that the little guy can't go downfield and make a big-time catch on a deep pass because some
not complicated, no conversation.